Hello, Ghost Stories with Fans. I'm your host, David. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We are so excited to have everybody here with us. We have a special guest tonight, CAT Paranormal of Minnesota. We would like to bring them in.
Hi. Hey, David. Oh, do we have the microphone on? Can you hear us?
Yeah, there we go. Now I can hear you guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, good. How are you?
Good. How about you guys? It's been a while since we talked to you last.
Yeah, I think we're doing good, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Like,
So,
people
have
are
you guys
coming
been on any investigations like lately?
in. No, well, we do have, right now I'm on an investigation actually, and it's with, we have, it's kind of like a private case in a sense. Um, uh, so it's up in the cities, and we're like an hour and a half from the cities, and it has to do with lots of not only paranormal but like, oh Lord, I'm sorry about that. It's because Kim and them are here. Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, it's the dogs. Sorry, just give it a
You're
minute.
totally fine.
So what it is that it's more of a case like a more of a psychology type, and more of a. I'm trying to figure out whether if it's demonic in a sense, or maybe we need an exorcism done. But she has
Yep.
really super bad depression right now and issues, and I think it has a lot to do with this whole shutdown thing. So I've been going up there and kind of relieving her a little bit and kind of talking her through it, kind of seeing how things are, with her and her family. Actually, they do have spirits in their house, but a lot of it had calmed down because I guess they've had a paranormal investigator there before, and it's in Brooklyn Center. And right now they're just having a lot of issues. And I don't know if you noticed, David, but there's a lot of cases at this point about that, about certain,
Yep.
I think even just with this whole COVID thing, people are just not, a lot of stuff is happening, especially down by Brooklyn Center. So they end up having a lot of issues out there. So,
So there's been a lot of chaos that's been happening.
yeah. So I think the closer, I think I'm getting more calls towards the cities than I have been before. So it's been kind of, and just talking to people, and then I even ask them, do you think it's all because of this? Maybe because of the COVID shutdown or the riots and stuff like that. So it may have a play into some of this paranormal that's happening. So I even actually have one here in our area tomorrow. So I'll be investigating that, and that's a super private one. And she doesn't want even my investigators there except for me. And this one, it's actually one of the founders. He's actually the first person who lived in this home, and it's actually one of the founders of our town. So I've seen once I went to her house and I said, "You never get paranormal activity here?" And she goes, "No, nothing that I know of, but the boys always tell me they hear things and they feel someone walking around them." And I said, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Mostly upstairs." And I said, and I said, "No, I think I see him coming towards the hallway right now." So now she's been feeling it because now her boys are all grown up out of the house, and then now it seems like it escalated. So I wonder again, is that the same thing? That you know, is it because of this shutdown? Are people's just all the activities just acting up or something? You know. So it's been I don't know. I just get a lot of calls, certain calls, and just you know people just wondering, is this what, or advice. They see certain things in the dark or in their basements and stuff. So I get a lot of calls like that too. So I mean, we just got that one lady too as well. So yeah, so I mean, I don't know if the activity is starting because of this whole thing, and I think it does.
I think
really
part of it too is people are just they're at home more, they're bored,
Right.
they don't have much to do, so they're paying attention more to the things going
going
on around them
exactly.
than what they would be necessarily if they were, able to go out and do their shopping and go to the bars and restaurants and life was normal. Does that make sense?
Yes, actually it does, because I've been on the side of where everybody was kind of going nuts over the shutdown, and now we're talking about doing another shutdown. And hey,
Oh,
Rob, thanks for tuning in tonight, by the way. Didn't forget about you. So yeah, I do agree with you guys on that side. So I mean, we've been actually kind of slow down ourselves.
mhm.
Ever since everything's been happening, so we've been kind of taking it easy.
Yeah.
So but we're gonna get started. For 2021, we actually have some really good news to announce tonight,
Oh, nice.
as well. So
Nice.
yeah, we're doing a big video collaboration with a big time YouTuber.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Sweet.
So
That'll be
and they want to
good.
do, oh yeah, they want to do 8 episodes. So it's gonna be nice to have, 8 episodes to do. So that'll be pretty interesting. We'll be traveling across Minnesota
That's
to
good.
different locations.
There's so much here in Minnesota. It's incredible. People, they have
Yes.
no clue,
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like it's part of the older part of, Minnesota, and just in general. It's the oldest, like, one of the oldest states, I would say. There's lots of paranormal, lots of old buildings, lots of, I mean, Native American, everything out here, and it's just really neat, this area.
I agree. I love the history that's involved in the lands here, the stories from the olden days. Anything history. I'm a history nut, so it intrigues me big time.
You just never know where death was ever, ever had been. So it's kind of crazy how you learn things, especially through history and stuff like that. So,
Absolutely.
yep.
So one of the
So
go ahead.
oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, so considering you guys are down in southern Minnesota, have you guys heard of the Hubbard House?
Yes. Yep.
Is it actually a haunted location?
Yes, it is. I've heard very much so it is. Yep. I'm actually, I know somebody who their family owns the Hubbard House. So I think I'm going to try to see if I can maybe get in there. I think she says she can get me in there. So Kim, the lady here,
Yeah.
she worked there for a lot of years, and she says it's super haunted. Super haunted. So yeah. Sorry about that. It's my dogs. They're
No, that's fine. My mic, or the mics, are when you're talking, sometimes it sounds like you're in fast forward mode
Oh, does it?
on my end.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like going in and out, like chattering kind of thing.
yeah.
But no, the reason why I asked about the Hubbard House is because that might be one of our destinations with the YouTuber.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So I was kind of getting some more information about that location. So that's why I asked to see if you guys ever been there and
Actually,
whatnot, because we're
that.
interested.
Nice. Nice. So yeah,
After this 2020 setback, hopefully 2021 will be a kickoff
I know.
to start the year right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
It'd be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter's up. She just woke up. She's agreeing with me. She's like, "Yeah, Dad."
Say Dad. That's so cute. That's awesome.
So, no, we've been kind of out of the game for a little bit for the radio show. We've been gone for a little over 2 weeks for doing the radio show. we had a lot of cancellations, a lot of things come up, so we had to take some time away from it for a little bit. But now we're back and ready to rock and roll tonight, and then also tomorrow we have our special guest, Sixth Sense Paranormal, will be
Nice.
on with us tomorrow.
That'll be good.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so
anything, I was gonna say anything exciting on anything in the paranormal world, or just in personal life, or anything exciting at all that came up with you guys?
This whole shutdown has really gotten kind of drab, and it's so much harder to get investigations done and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that maybe the next season will be better. Like I said, I have a private one tomorrow, investigation, and like I said, I know it's a man from part of the history of that house. He used to live in there, so he's like one of the old settlers from here. So I know that I know I'm gonna be up against something, but I mean nothing really bad or anything. She just keeps hearing things, footsteps upstairs, stuff like that. So I hope it's gonna be pretty exciting, Sometimes, it's not always on command, and you can't get that whole they may not even care for you, so they may not even respond. But she says she hears it a lot, and it's gotten super crazy and rapid now. So she's like, I think I'm going to need you to come in. I said, okay. So yeah, so I'm excited about that one. So we'll see.
See, one thing I do like about private home investigations is you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
It's like a secret. It's like it's kind of like a surprise party.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
You.
And you never know. I mean, you could be there and it could be the most hauntedest place ever, but to get any paranormal activity or anything, sometimes it's like you just never know. You never know, You could be there very patient, and that I think you do need to have patience, I want to say, just to do investigations,
Mm-hmm.
You really do.
Yes, it's like fishing. You got to have patience.
Yeah, exactly.
I love fishing. Maybe that's investing.
It's like you throw your line out there, and then you're trying to catch some kind of evidence of some kind of fish or paranormal.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's just so bizarre, I think.
Rob's been saying I've been getting lucky. I went to Whispers Estates about a month ago, and next Monday I'll be at the Randolph County Asylum.
I've heard that's a pretty good place right there. Randolph Asylum. Yes. That's a good one. Have fun, Rob. That's going to be awesome.
Yes, definitely have fun with that, because I always liked the asylums part. I mean, you would think that you would automatically get evidence, obviously, because it's already a dark location. It's already dark.
Right.
There's already been a lot of history in that building.
Mm-hmm.
See, Rob, he travels all over the place. I mean, that guy, I swear, he goes everywhere.
That's awesome. That's good.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's hard. For me, it's hard. Like when you have a job that's from 9 to 5, you can't really do a whole lot except for your weekends. You know what I mean? So you have to try to get everything in. I tell myself, like, now I don't have time to clean. I don't have time. It went into this investigation. We're going. You know what I mean? So I think it's a whole different ballgame when it comes to investigations. You have to take a break. I really feel you have to take a break between your work and your investigating and stuff like that, and just take a break, get your stuff all together again, and try to get it all situated, and then get back out there again. You know what I mean?
Taking care of your mental health, super important.
Yeah. Ooh.
It is, and he's been all over the Midwest, it looks like.
Yeah. So you know which one I really liked was the No Penning. So I felt like.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever been up there, David? Have you?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I'm actually trying to do that with the YouTuber that is coming. We're trying to get up in Duluth.
So can you say who the YouTuber is?
I would love to. Actually, I was going to announce it after the episode was over.
Okay.
So we're working with Mo Sargi.
Oh, okay. That'll be cool.
Yep. So we're working with him and trying to get that going, and
Nice.
I think it's his manager I'm talking to right now.
Okay.
So, hi Lily, thanks for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So we're going to see what places we can get.
So when you
Rob says it's Kentucky. Oh, go ahead.
he says Kentucky, Iowa, Minnesota, Ohio, Wisconsin are just the few states that I've been to. That's nice.
So
And
I have a
he's
question.
been further than I have.
Right?
Yes, go for it.
So Robert, is he a part of a paranormal investigating team? What team is he a part of?
Yes, Rob Paranormal. He actually travels with him and his buddy, I believe.
Nice.
Sometimes it's by himself.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Facebook. I do believe he has an Instagram. I do believe,
Nice.
and maybe a Twitter. I'm not too sure on the Twitter part.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll let us know.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll comment. He's a really good regular on commenting and talking to us while we're doing our lives and stuff like that.
Nice.
So yeah, that's
awesome.
gonna be very interesting. Once we're trying to do Squirrel Cage Jail as well with Mo Sargi.
Yep.
We're trying to get him not just Minnesota sites, but we're also trying to get him to go with us to Iowa as well.
Nice. That'll be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be kind of cool. So what are you guys thinking? Like what areas?
So some of the locations we're actually asking some of the fans for help with with locations. And Robert, yep, you were right. He does let us know.
Independent investigator and film all my ventures, and I make videos out of them. Nice.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Cool.
Yes, it is. So I mean, basically, we're going to it's going to be a 2021 road trip map.
Okay.
So we're not going to go to like each different spot each day. We're going to like take a couple of weeks and then go to one spot, go to another spot in a couple of weeks. So it's going to be like a road trip map. So it'll tell all the locations we're going to go to, and then people have the opportunity where they can mark them off, and then the quickest one that send us in the poster will get some kind of special prize or something that all the locations have been checked off.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Nice.
That'll be cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that's going to be a kind of like a work in progress. So that's about a little bit about it, about exciting news for us besides the Boyd House coming up here in December.
Mm-hmm.
That's our season finale for our last episode for the season.
Have you been there before?
Yeah, they've been there.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
We've been there actually last August.
Weren't you the ones that heard a voice like in the basement or something like that?
Or this past August, sorry.
Yeah.
The what?
Didn't you catch like an EVP or something that if I can remember, or?
I'm trying to think if that's the one at Edinburgh or if that was the one.
Oh, maybe you're right. Okay.
Because I did capture a lot of EVPs at Edinburgh, but I did capture one particular voice at Boyd House, and I do believe it was Fred.
Okay.
I asked Fred if I was able to sleep in his room, and he told me a straight no. And I believe that's where Fred actually has passed, is in his room. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I definitely got told a straight no.
Oh my gosh.
Did you sleep in there anyways?
Nope. I actually respected him. I kind of got no offense. I mean, as a paranormal investigator, don't expect us not to get a little scared. I mean, once you get a response like that, and it's like a straight right to the punch, it kind of got me a little nerve wracked. So I decided to stay in the living room.
Sure. Yeah. That's where I slept, was in the living room on one of those recliner chairs.
And we slept in the bed.
Yep.
And Fred's better.
Yes, I did. Yes, we did. And I knocked out too. I was tired.
But I think the main thing that we had happen when we were at the Boyd House was we had the Ovilus on, and
this is good.
The room, it's the kids' room, okay? Not the bedroom, but the kids' playroom.
Yeah, it looked like more of a playroom, and they had a couple of dolls. I think there was a Treacher train, No, was
Dominoes were
some
laying
dominoes were
over.
laying there, and then they had some stuff in the closet. So we kind of, used them as trigger objects. I think we had the little ball. Didn't we have the glowing ball?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we were in the room and stuff like that. So go ahead.
So yeah, we were conducting a session, trying to communicate, and I'm skeptical about the Ovilus, okay? But it's a different device. Okay. But we've used the Ovilus before. We've heard a lot of voices coming out of it. It's a very monotone device.
Yeah. It's just a straight monotone voice. Nothing crazy or anything. Just the straight every time you use it.
Fire, house, child. Very monotone.
Yeah.
But across the Ovilus, the word devil came across, but it was like this. It was like devil. It was super drawn out.
And it was you were asking a question.
Yeah, who we were talking to or who we were communicating with. And I've heard the Ovilus say the word devil before, but never in that tone or that way. So that was super.
And we got that on EVP. So
Yeah.
we should clip that. We should put that on our Facebook. I don't feel like it's scary there. I really don't. I don't feel like.
No.
But I mean, that's not. I even said that's not nice for you to say that. I even scolded whoever it was, and I was like, that's not nice, because I feel like because the girls were like, whoa, we've never heard that before, and they're right. You don't hear that type. It just has one plain voice. It doesn't have, and it sounds like a female voice. I think the Ovilus does. And we have the bigger one, the nicer one. And I was just shocked. And there's a couple of, I'm going to tell you this, David. There's a couple of our investigators that don't like the Ovilus at all. They think it could hear you and kind of go around the voices that you're saying. But to me, or the story that when you're talking, but to me, why would that come out like that? I've never heard the way.
No.
We're going to have to clip it and show it to you, David. It's pretty bizarre, okay. I thought, you know?
Yeah.
Well, just to piggyback off of what you were saying was downstairs when we were there the first time, we actually felt something that was kind of hovering behind me. That was kind of just a little. It was kind of odd. It was like mimicking every word I was saying at the Boyd house. It was like
really
every time I said something, the lips and the mouth moved at the same time, and mimicked everything I said. But you couldn't hear nothing, even when everything was being recorded.
Wow, huh?
And there was no reflections of any kind.
You could see a little face, but that was about it.
Huh. Do you think it was a child? And maybe that's why they did that? You know what I mean?
I do that to my husband.
No, this was like a face of a man. Like a tall man.
Yeah, we'll have to clip that and put it up about the Boyd house. I mean, I don't want people to start freaking out, oh my God, that's crazy. But I mean, at the same time, spirits may not like you and say, hey, get out of my house, or hey, there's just, and then the piano, we were having a lot of action with the piano, which seems bizarre.
See, that's the crazy part is we never actually had any, we didn't have anything the first time when we were there with the piano, but we did have singing.
Really?
If that chair, the couch in the living room, against the green wall, there's that little vent that goes up to one of the rooms.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at 11 o'clock at night, you hear a girl and a mom singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
We just have to go through it. Make sure.
So, we're gonna do this one hardcore this time. We're gonna run recorders, EVPs. Gonna have EMF readers. They're gonna have everything just going this round. It's just that the Boyd house, it's so hard because there's not that much cell service to do a live.
Right.
It's so dead out there.
Yeah, ours was very clippy, like, but we still did it. I mean, people really liked it and enjoyed it, you know. But you could
Yep.
tell it was more clippy or slow, you know, especially if you were out in the house, you know, because you know, I'm just trying to show people what we're doing and you know, some of these newer places. I mean, like, there's a lot of investigators that don't like the Boyd House. Oh, we don't like the Boyd House, blah blah blah. But I felt like there was energy to me. You know what I mean? It was just crazy.
We'll see
Like,
it. We'll see at the Boyd House. It's like a good beginner, um, like a good beginner investigation house. I would say, in my
exactly.
opinion, because that's where I went for the very first time. And
Oh, really?
yep, so the first day it was kind of slow, nothing was really going on.
Hmm.
And the second day it picked up crazy. It was like going nuts. And I was like,
Really?
"Oh my god." My
Yeah, we're
wife
gonna.
and a couple other people on the team fell in love with the Boyd House. And yes,
Yeah,
Rob, I know what you're talking about. The Boyd House is amazing. Everybody,
isn't
like
it?
half of the
I
team
do.
was so excited to go back.
You know, too, you guys, don't you ever think that some of these paranormal investigators sometimes, I don't want to say Debbie Downers or whatnot, but I don't think everybody's going to get the same reaction from these spirits. You know, we may get more attention from them than others would. Do you know what I mean? And
Yep.
I don't know. I really feel like you have to be open. You can't just say, oh, let's see if this is haunted, da, da, da. You know, and you have to be open to these things, you know? And I think sometimes, and some other investigators, they just don't, you know, I love the Boyd House. I thought it was such a laid back house. So cool the way they did everything for you. And,
Yep.
you know, we had food, it was just great. And it was just like such a good atmosphere. And you're right, to do an investigation for your first time, you'd be in love, you know, to do there.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a lot of space and you can
Well,
be
yeah, because
from everyone, you know?
well, yeah, and it's not like you're paying like thousands and thousands of
Right.
dollars like the Waverly House or the Waverly Place or Waverly Hills or any of other ones that are like $1,000 for just 8 hours, like Missouri State Pen. I
Yeah.
mean, yes, it would be a good location, but I think maybe the investigation be an all night instead of just 8 hours.
Exactly.
And for especially for the money, I mean, the Boyd House is very decent priced. Like,
I think so too.
it's like the starter of all investigations.
Sorry about that. People decided to show up to my house right now. I don't know.
Well,
Oh
see,
no,
they
you're fine. So I
close
mean,
the bars at 10 o'clock, so the after party's at Kim's.
I guess. I don't know. I'm over here.
oh
I'm right here, so I don't
well, I
know.
guess the after party's at her house.
I guess there's not that many people, but it sounds like a house full with my dogs.
Oh,
Keeping our, you know, distancing and everything. You know, and a lot of us are in the medical field, and a lot of us do a lot of. Oh yeah, it is, but Beverly is seriously something else. That's what Robert is saying. You know, I
Yeah,
think
that Waverly's definitely something else. Like, it's more intense. Like, it's
right.
more. I haven't been there. Have you guys been there?
No, so I've got invited a couple of times to do it, um, but I think next year I heard that we are. I haven't told my team yet, but somebody has came to us and asked if we wanted to do a group thing, and I told them, yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat. So we're thinking about all doing it. So I'm hoping that we can get that done. But I mean, you know what? I love going on investigations with others too. I really do, because everybody has a different technique. Everybody has different things, and it helps teaches you not only like a unity, but like a community of people. And then you get so used to that person, and it's nice to be investigating with other paranormals, and you learn from it. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I'm let go of every, you know, whenever someone says I jump on it. I'm like, come on, let's do it, you know?
so if you ever want to investigate together, David, we're in.
Yep.
Actually, I was just gonna bring that up. I want to fill my 2021 schedule as much as I can.
Yeah.
So basically, we would be your guest,
Okay.
and then basically we would allow you to choose the location to
Okay.
have us go to.
Okay. That'd be
Like
cool.
one of your maybe I don't know, not too out of the world, but or too far out of the world, but one of your probably top investigation places
Do
Okay.
you like camping?
that you got. Actually, camping is my middle name.
Yes. I think we should take them to that one place.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes. That would be fun.
That would be fun. David and
Oh,
his
thank you,
team.
Lily.
Aw, that's sweet. So yeah,
I have.
we
It's my sister. She supports me really a lot.
cute.
That's awesome.
That is. That is.
My brother and
So
sister took me around here.
That's great.
So definitely
But
after this live, we should definitely message each other and definitely get something booked on the books for 2021
yeah. Oh yeah.
before.
Just I'll go and I'll get some things done and get in some booking done, and then I'll just let you guys know where to come. It'll be great. So
That
let's
would be
say
awesome. I can't wait.
maybe
Yeah, spring's
it's more active in fall though.
spring's good. Yeah, fall is more active. I don't know.
Yeah,
I hate
everything is closer to Halloween. Is more active.
I don't. Yeah, it's because of the new. When they do the whole. It's the whole new.
Equinox, or I think the fall, like the
Yeah,
spring equinox and the fall equinox.
exactly.
I believe.
I sometimes feel though, like when even in the winter, sometimes it can get pretty crazy too because I just think that land has a lot of energy and stuff like that, so it can get pretty
See,
crazy.
the only down part, I say spring's a little bit better because the only down part about fall is you got the branches snapping, the leaves crushing,
True.
all that stuff going on around you. And you can never tell, is it another investigator walking or is that something else
Right.
going on?
Right.
So, I don't know. I think
We-
So
where we
is this
want to
the
go,
place that you guys were when we were trying to do the
Yeah.
live the last time?
No, right?
I was thinking the other one.
Which one?
Uh,
Oh, true too. That's a good one too. Yeah, we'd have to. We're gonna have to figure out. Maybe there's a couple
Maybe there's
places.
two parts to this. I mean, we can do a spring and a fall.
part two.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, that'd be
Hey.
great.
I'm usually down for anything.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So the one place she's talking about is we caught an amazing Native American picture, and it's just amazing. We had a really good. Actually, we did it during the full moon. You haven't done it, but that night that we went there was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
in
we got some
itself.
cool stuff.
Yeah, it has an enclosed shelter, so you kind of can do a fire and everything, and it'll probably be really cool. And it's got big, huge, ghost camp. There you go, one and two. There you go, Robert. Look at that. He's already got it situated here. I love camping, and you just never know what you can find. I mean, the energy is so amazing, and we even got an EVP, and later we validated that EVP. We got an EVP where this spirit says Diana, and all of a sudden I was talking about this experience that we had here at our bank, okay? And all of a sudden this bank teller says, "What did it say?" And I said, "Diana." And she goes, "That's my grandma." And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, we spread her ashes there. Her name is Diana." I was like, "What?" Like, no way. So yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
It is, yeah.
I actually like the idea of what Rob said, and yes, that is actually pretty cool how it turned out where, you went to the teller and it was actually
Validated.
a family member.
Yeah, it was validated, and I thought,
Yeah, and validated pretty much.
yeah. So there's places everywhere. Like we got to find like
And
another.
You got like chanting, recorded.
Oh yeah, we got chanting recorded.
Native American chanting recorded on an EVP, and took it to a Native American,
Yep.
older
Yes, we
Native
did.
American, and got validation that that was truly the
So,
chanting. That
back
would
in
happen.
time, the Native Americans would use animal sounds to warn their people that, like, say, people that weren't from their tribe or whatnot, they would make actual sounds. Now, this sound like I got so many people saying, "Oh, it sounds like a barn owl. Oh, it sounds like this and that." But when you listen to it and you're listening to it, how close it is to you, and it kind of towards the end sounds manly, because I heard barn owls. I asked DNR. I asked DNR if that sounds the same thing. They said no, that to them they couldn't validate it. They couldn't say anything about it. And some people, like bird people that could hear the sounds and stuff, he told me it sounds like a barn owl, Kim, but the difference is it sounds manly. It sounds different. And he says maybe they were mocking that sound. And so when I took it to the Native Americans, they said, "Oh yeah, that's what they used to do." And then when I showed them the picture, they were just blown away. And they were like, "Oh my gosh," they're like, "I can't believe you caught that." And I'm like, "I just want to show you and tell you how your people are still here protecting their land." And I'm very blessed for that. So I even got an interview done from some Native Americans, and they asked me to do an interview to talk about this story. So they were just totally blown away. So
See, that would be cool.
Young Native American boy with, I believe it was his grandpa, what he said about the
So
photo.
this is what it really got to me, was this Native American boy kept telling them, well, he was older. He was like 19. And he goes, "Grandpa, I don't see nothing. I don't see anything." And he turns around and he goes, "That's because you are the world." In other words, he just pays more attention to the world than he pays attention to what is inside, And I was like, "Woo, he just got scolded." So yeah, they were really fascinated with it. And that was when we went to Manaman, when we did the Paracon. So there was a lot of Native Americans up there. So we asked, about it, and they said, yeah, that they truly thought that was pretty amazing, the catch that we got. So, yeah.
See, now that would be a very good one to capture.
Yeah, it is. It is. When people hear
see,
it.
The best thing about when you get evidence and they validate it is that's the best part, is when people can validate.
Exactly. Even with you use your abilities, when you're using your abilities, sometimes, when you validate, like the next day, like one time we were traveling and we were at a hotel. Now this may seem scary to people, but we were at this old hotel and it was right off the highway. It was me and my sister. And this is when I was using a lot of my abilities at one point. And we went into this hotel, but every time we went into this hotel, I kept feeling like a man standing around our hotel. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And I kept hearing knocking and, towards the back of the hotel, because it's like those motels that are kind of creepy looking, not like a Bates. Well, maybe, yeah, because isn't it like single?
Bates motels.
Motels are creepy. So that's what it kind of was, but it was more old, like super old. Anyways, so in the middle of the night, I woke up out of a dead sleep, and I could hear somebody walking and sliding his leg, and I'm like, who's out there? And I'm thinking to myself, and then my sister woke up and she goes, what are you doing? And I said, someone's out there and I can hear him walking out there. And she goes, just go back to sleep. And I said, well, I'm worried about our stuff inside the car. And she goes, yeah. She goes, just go back to sleep. And I'm like, okay. And then I kept hearing, when I was trying to sleep, I kept hearing knocking. And then I was like, okay, God, I need to get some sleep. Let me get some sleep. And boom, I knock out. So the next morning I get up with my sister and I go, let's go get some coffee, where they serve you coffee and everything, So she opens up the door and she's like, oh yeah, come and get some coffee, blah, blah, blah. She goes, did you have a nice sleep? And I was like, No, it seemed pretty crazy out there. It sounded like you guys had like somebody securing the premises, and I kept hearing somebody walk and slide. And she looked at her mother, and she turns around and she goes, "What did you just say?" And I said, "Yeah, there was. It felt like somebody's security guard or something out there." And it just woke me up out of a dead sleep. I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I have some abilities." And she goes, "Oh my God." She goes, so she's like, "What do you see?" So I told her, "There's a man right here, and this man is a younger man, and he's very aggressive. He's talking to this other man. I mean, things were just going crazy." She was so blown away, and she said, "You know what?" She goes, "Her her husband used to do security here, and they just shot him. His son shot him, and it was
Oh,
behind our our hotel. So where he got shot, the whole knocking thing, I kept hearing the knocking stuff. It was behind us, and I could hear him. And she said, "I go, well, I'm just letting you know that he's still taking care of the place." And then she asked me about the son, and I told her, "You know what? I think your son was very angry, and I really think because I guess the mother blamed herself that she did it, that she shot him by accident when it really was the son." And I told her it was the son, and she didn't say anything. And sure enough, the next time my sister brought up the article, and yep, in the court, it was the son who shot the father. So yeah.
wow.
Oh yeah. So, oh, sorry
And
about
just to
that.
piggyback off of
Yeah.
what,
And that was all
oh, no,
foundation.
you're fine. So we're gonna piggyback off of what you were talking about the animal sounds. A fan just commented.
Okay.
Pamela said, "Fascinating information about the animal sounds. I have had a couple of interesting experiences at Pipestone, which of course it's American sacred space, and then she goes on and says the Native American sacred space, anyways."
Yeah. Yeah, Native Americans, I mean, there's even a place where apparently they see a Native American walking around. And then I found out later that there was a lot of war out here. A lot of people, everybody knows about the Sioux Indians and everything. And the
St.
Yep.
Peter's
St. Peter
a
is,
hot spot for the
oh my gosh.
Sioux Native Americans.
Yeah, it's such a hot spot. There was so much massacre and so much death. And I just, and of course, the 38 Indians that were hung, that there too. I mean, and they do a ceremony all the time where they come from, I think it's North Dakota or South Dakota, and they come all the way and they travel by horses up to Mankato, and they go and they do every year. I think it's a week just before Christmas. And I think they were hung after Christmas, I want to say. I can't remember the full story, but I mean, just knowing your history and knowing how these Native Americans are still here trying to protect their land, trying to be here, trying to, and you can catch EVP, you can catch anything. I mean, look at what we did, and it was just amazing captures. And they were so these Native American people were so, the elder man, because he was an elder, and he was just blown away. And I think even to this day they still talk about it. How we caught that. It just seems crazy. I still talk to the little reporter girl who I reported with, and she says it's just amazing things that that how our Native Americans are still here with us. So I think it's cool.
It is. It's very. It's. I always had a fascination with their culture. Just
Right.
how they do things. Just you know everything's kind of cheaper on when they grow their own crops and everything else too. So I mean everything just gets
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
more easier in life.
Right.
I
Right.
mean at least I think it does.
Well, like
If you don't
even
have to go to the store buy your groceries.
yeah, well, just even like the settlers here and how people came from other like Ireland, and they came from Germany, and I mean they went. these people traveled, and they died in certain spots where, like, the if say if your grandparents came on the little wagon or whatnot, they some of the parents would be like, sit, you know what, we can't go any further, we're too old, you guys keep moving on, and you left your family members behind like that. I mean, it's just sad. And then a lot of the killings and a lot of the things that would happen to women and the children, and it's just, and it was on both sides. I don't feel it's just all. I think there was a lot of history through both sides. You know what I mean? So I just think it's our
Yeah.
land is full, and our land is, drenched in blood, from other people back in past. So that's why there's so much activity everywhere, especially older land. You know,
Mhm.
so
Definitely.
I would just say there's a lot of blood that's been spilled on this land.
exactly. Yep, exactly. So you can get a lot of these.
And there's
A
still
lot.
more that still happens.
Yep, and there's still more for us to discover. So it's not just one place. There could be multiple places that you could just find in random and say, "Did you ever think that this was haunted?" Of course, just you never know what your back stories are or your history stories are in certain places. So
Hmm.
Yep. And
it'll be
going
good.
back to talking about events,
Yeah.
considering we have almost a little over 10 minutes here. Um, so once we do get an event scheduled with you guys, maybe we can do something like a meet and greet. We were actually doing one with Short Bus Paranormal in September of
Oh, okay.
next year at the Melbourne
Okay.
Manor in Iowa.
Oh, I haven't been there yet.
So that would
That's
be
what.
a great. No, that's I watch their lives a lot,
Uh
and
huh.
I bring I watch the Melbourne every time I turn on to watch their live. It's always like the Melbourne Manor is always on. So I watch them a lot and stuff like that. So it's a really cool place, and I can't wait to explore it and do
Right.
an adventure with that. So, and
Exactly.
then Pamela says, I grew up near a reservation in Montana, and I live near an Indian Mounds here in Minnesota now. There is so much unexplained history here if we look beyond the normal places, especially for investigations.
I
Hmm.
completely agree. And it's so funny. I am from. I guess my father, my real father, is from Montana. So I mean, I heard um, that I guess I'm part of. I could be part of the Blackfoot tribe. So that's one of the tribes that are in Montana. So I mean, I really want to just go there, and I think it's called Butte, Montana. That's where my father was from. So I mean, you just never know. I mean, that's probably why I get connections with these Native Americans. Because I do have some type of history behind me, and of course, I'm Hispanic. I mean, I'm Hispanic, so I probably have a little bit back there too. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I don't
Yeah,
know if it's just you know I I can feel a lot of native energy and stuff like that. So you never know. Well, the Passchendaele fire, it was claimed estimated 2,000 and
200.
200 lives.
200
Yeah,
lives.
burned 1 million acres of land. Yep, that was a big fire.
That's it's so unreal how like wildfires can start and spread so fast, and a tree can live for 100 years and all of a sudden
So
it's
just
gone.
gone. Yeah, exactly. Especially land.
I mean, if you really think about those little
Like
things, and
it is interesting just to think of those little things that not many people think of, if you be to be honest. And
Right.
like Rob was saying about the um, fire, it's like the Hinckley fire from back in the 1800s. How many people
Yep.
still talk about that today? How many people still even remember that?
Exactly.
right.
And then Pamela says, yes, I know Butte, well, or if I'm not saying it right, I apologize. Did CAT have a table at the Paranormal Con? I was there. You look familiar.
Yeah,
The
I did.
Menominee?
Yes. Yep, I did. I think she looks familiar too, actually. If that's her picture. That's so that's so funny.
It's a small world.
It's a small world. Not really. Minnesota's
But
kind of big. Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Yep, we did have a table. Yep. We were actually there quite a
Nice.
few
Small world
times.
after all.
Yeah. Yep.
definitely.
And just a quick shout out to Rob, really quick. Just a quick question. Did you hear anything about the schoolhouse or the school in Wisconsin to do a video with you, Rob? If you have a time to, comment below and let us know about that, that would be greatly appreciated.
We were
So yeah, it's pretty nice how
when we traveled Boyd. I don't know if you saw. I don't know how you traveled, but we've traveled through. We just got on our cars and went to Boyd.
Are you up? You're up north,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So he probably came down where we went upwards.
Okay, so there's like a couple. There's a school. Is it Sacred Heart School?
Well, the old Sacred Heart Hotel.
Yeah.
In Sacred Heart, Minnesota, was being redone to match what it used to look like. It was, it became apartment buildings. Then they're redoing it to match what it used to look like back when it was the old hotel, and that's where like the, back in the olden days, people would stay there, and they've had famous people there, bootleggers.
They would have.
Can't think of the name.
They would have Capone. Is it Capone? I
think
there
so.
once. They also had like of course the Mayo Clinic people. They were there. Charles Mayo and his brother. They also had who else is it that? Well, it's full of history. A lot of history. A lot of famous people did stay there, and
I don't know if you can see it.
And right now it's all.
Oh yeah, that's actually really nice.
So we're trying really hard to see if we can get somebody. And as a matter of fact, we spoke to somebody, and they said, "Oh, maybe we can get you in there." It was kind of bizarre, but things happen like that for us, I guess, And they said, "Yeah, we'll invite you," and blah blah blah. And we're like, "Okay," So hopefully we'll get into this place. That would be pretty amazing. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's some.
We'll definitely do a live. I'll definitely be watching.
Yeah, so we're hoping.
Yeah, because they just got a grant to fix the building up.
And I said, if just before they start doing everything to it, I would like them, if we can get in it, you know what I mean? So hopefully they'll call us and let us know. So I'm praying,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that would be nice. And Rob, I will message you after I get off the live, and I will message you.
Awesome. And that's the thing too, David, we did a lot of private investigations. I never did anything that was famous or anything because I figured a lot of people had already did them, and I figured, okay, what's it? And then one day I just said, you know what? I'm done with the private. We need to get out there, and start experiencing what these people are experiencing too, So
that's going to bother me. I can't think of their name.
The Globetrotters.
Yes.
The Globetrotters. Yes. That's who they were. The basketball team used to stay there, and they used to practice there. Or they stayed there while they were practicing or something like that, wasn't it? They would travel across.
Well, and then there was, like olden days.
So maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll let us in there, and it's kind of cool. The way it looks and stuff, you could totally tell it's super old. And just, it gives you that vibe. And when you get the Spidey Sensei vibe, you got to go for it.
You
got to go for it. You can't let that just sit.
Right.
When you have the Spidey, Spidey senses tingling, go for it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And I never seems to fail me. I honestly, it really never does. And my group is really surprised sometimes. And even them, they're starting to learn. Like, you guys are learning a lot. And I just think it's amazing because they could, she's really good with kids. I love her and my daughter. They both work really well. And they're so amazing with kids. It's not even funny. Like, I guess they can get to their level. In VR, she was just sitting on the ground and I'm like, And I kept feeling like my chair being pulled, the whole time she's trying to talk to kids and stuff. And I'm like,
come take a picture of me.
And then, yeah, sure enough, this little girl's like, she said something, oh, are you being, something about being nice or something. She goes, and then she goes, what did you say?
I appreciate you being here or something. And
thank
she
you
said,
so much. And she's
thank
like,
you.
she says, thank you. And I was like, oh my, you're not going to believe what I just got.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
So pretty much the cutest thing you have caught.
Yeah. Well, cutest, yeah.
Just a little girl.
We had with the Connect, is that what that's called? Okay.
Connect cam.
With the Connect cam, we had this chair sitting out, and I don't know, I might have shared this with the last time we were on, but this chair sitting out, and there was a stick person by the fire sitting in this chair, and like he sat there for a good 10-15 minutes, and we'd ask him to raise his hand, and he would, and so I mean there was some validation with it, and then the K2 meter went red, and it stayed red for like a minute or two. Like it was amazing.
David, you guys went to Walcott, didn't you? Did you have you guys ever been?
Not yet.
You haven't? Oh, okay.
Oh,
No.
I guess we're going to be doing some investigating. Because I even got a little
that. Anything new location.
I got a little girl there, and she said 8. That's what she said, because I asked her how old she was. And I could never hear it. And then all of a sudden my daughter goes, Mom, you don't hear that? And I said, no. And she goes, listen. And sure enough, people, it's so weird, but when you're listening to EVPs, some people can hear them and some people can't. And my daughter had to let me hear it the way she heard it. And she goes, she's saying 8. And sure enough, all of a sudden, there's this little girl saying 8. Because I kept asking her how old she was. So I think that's pretty cool.
There's going to be there's some members on our team that actually gets into the children a lot.
Yeah.
Susie's a major one for that. She, every time we go to a place and there's always kids involved, she right away runs to the kids' room. The Boyd house, everybody, tries to fight for that room. Like they try to get that room before everybody else does.
Right.
So
I definitely want to go back.
It's a very emotional moment.
Mm-hmm. It is.
We definitely should plan something big for next year to go to the Boyd house.
Yep.
With you guys
we'll start
too.
letting some things get down and start getting into more investigating. And camping's amazing. I'm telling you, man. I'm not afraid of the dark, too much. Just the wild animals. But when you have history that these covered wagons are coming across the rivers and trying to get to places like St. Peter, St. Paul, all these different places, and they're dying to get across, because the rivers are so high. I mean, you can't tell me, especially well-traveled trails. I mean, people are like crazy with energy, left energy, residual energy. I mean, I hear stories about how there's lights. You can see lights, and you can hear horses traveling in the middle of the night, like at 2-3 o'clock in the morning when there shouldn't be,
that's one of the spots we'll take you to.
Yeah, it is. We just have to
That'll
do
be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It'll be cool.
Well,
I mean, people, it's just amazing. Just saying. I could talk all day.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So we got less than 30 seconds left of this live. But I do want to say a couple things. We are actually going to be appearing on somebody else's radio show on Tuesday. We will be with Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show. So we're a guest on their show. So look forward to that release on Sunday. We will release the audio on Sunday. It will be pre-recorded on Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we will be recording with them and talking to them. So that's actually going to be our first time ever being on somebody else's radio show instead of doing our own. So that's going to be interesting. So
That'll be cool.
we're getting out there, and so just us doing our own radio show. It was an honor to have you guys again. Would this be our fourth time
Yeah,
having
it
you guys
is.
on our show appearance?
Third, fourth try,
Yeah,
second true time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we like talking.
And I think this one was successful.
Talking about it.
Yes, very.
And this show is that's what it's for, ghost stories. We like to have our guests come on, talk to us about their ghost stories that they had, or their experiences. So good show to do it with, and maybe we can get you guys on the books for January or February of next year, because we're booked all the way till January of next year now.
Awesome.
So that's cool.
Well, thank you guys so much for the fans that are on still. Thank you to CAT Paranormal, Kim, for you guys being on the show tonight. We would love to just let everybody know. Thank you all for being great supporters, great fans. And stay tuned for more news about us doing our big video collaboration of 8 episodes with Mosarji. So we will keep everybody in tune. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we will be live with Sixth Sense Paranormal with Anna. So thank you guys so much, CAT Paranormal of Minnesota. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, and we will message you right after the live so we can discuss about having an investigation with you guys.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Thank you guys so much for your questions. Bye.
Yes, thank you all to the fans, and you guys have a wonderful night.